quick story of how I got a new client. This is my latest client I'm working on, actually in the middle of actually trying to get. And here's how it goes. Every Tuesday morning I go and I teach a class, and I have sheets that I was bringing with me to my course, but I ended up going early just to prepare myself, and I realized all my sheets are missing. I didn't print them off. Now, it's totally not like me to have that happen. I'm usually really prepared. Now, the crazy thing is I had two choices. One, to totally get frustrated and upset, which is really easy to do. Two, I could have easily just embraced the situation and then just trusted the process that, you know what, I forgot it, I'm just gonna go with it. And that's kind of the choice I took. So I thought, though, I left it, and I thought, you know what, I really need these sheets. So I went, Googled the closest digital print shop that was open really early in the morning. And what I did was I drove all the way down there, I walked into the place, and I thought, you know what, before I walk in, I'm gonna check in. I need to be me as much as I possibly can. A lot of times we're worried about what people think and we're trying to make first impressions. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna create an energy around me that's very fun and just be who I really am. So I walk in the door and I just said, hey, is this the place? The place was called Quick Copy. And I said, is this the place I can get a copy really quick? I know it's totally corny, but it made everyone laugh. Anyways, he said, come to the back. He goes, give me your USB stick, I'll print them out for you. Perfect. So I got my sheets. But in the back, there's 4 or 5 guys having coffee. I had a coffee, and I cut a joke. I said, hey, is it coffee time? Perfect. I said, I got my coffee. Again, lame, corny, but it makes people laugh. And I'm just being myself. Anyways, I'm standing there, I'm thinking, you know what? I better ask these guys if they know anyone who wants to buy or sell real estate, which is in my course is called an attempt. So I said, hey, does anyone know anybody that's buying or selling any real estate? I said, as a realtor, I gotta ask. That's how I get business. And there's one guy on the left who says, you just seen him flinch, like this guy knows something. So I had a gut feel that this guy knows someone wanting to buy or sell real estate. And you know what? I'm not gonna leave until I find out what's going on. So I started chatting, we're just having a good talk, and we started talking about house prices and things like that. And I said, well, do you guys know anybody? And the one guy goes, well, you know, we have a condo, we've been waiting for it to sell in the spring. I'm like, wow, is that ever cool? So we chatted a long time, 1 or 2 more minutes, and then I thought, okay, I need to create an action plan. I'm not leaving this place without getting a phone number, without getting some kind of work that I can start engaging with this guy. So many times, this is how you lose business. You find a qualified guy and you say, see you later. But that does nothing. That's why there's poor realtors. The reality is you go over there and ask. You cannot leave until you get some kind of second commitment to connecting again. So I said, hey, I got a question for you. Even if you never do business with me ever again, why don't I get you a price on that property? Do you know what your price of the property would be? So I got an idea on the taxes. I got the taxes. My tax assessment, it said it went up about 20 grand. I said, okay, great. I said, a lot of times that's a little inaccurate. It's a lot delayed, and it's all about how people, all about what's sold in the market. So anyways, he didn't say yes or no. He changed the subject. So most of the time, I think most realtors would say, or most people, because they don't want to push and be rejected, they leave it. I thought, I'm not leaving it. 2 minutes later, I said, you know what? Would you like to know all the solds? Let me get your address. I'll get you all the solds. He was waiting a little bit. He was hesitant, and then I mentioned it again for the 3rd time. I said, look, why don't I just get you some information? And he goes, would you do that? And I realized he was hesitant because he didn't want to bother me. And I misread it thinking that he was trying to avoid actually using me as a realtor. But guess what happened? 3-4 days later, I came with a nice package for him. I put all the active solds together. I put all the comparative prices together, got an assessment to him. I hand delivered it 2 days later. And I said, here. I said, thank you. And he was just blown away because it was 2 days later, I hand delivered a full package of all the assessment, his values, and everything. Prior to that, I actually sent an email right after I left there within about 4 hours saying, thanks so much, it was great to meet you. So by the time I delivered my assessment on his property, I had already communicated with him 3 times, and that's what I call 3 touches. So, guess what? Clients are every day, whether you're in an elevator, whether you're just getting your tire fixed. If you don't ask for business, you don't get it. You want to double and triple the amount of work you do this year, the amount of commissions you make this year, just ask people for business. Anyways, that's a story of how to get a client. More to come. Cheers. I'm going to show you how to make a comparative market. I'm going to show you how to make a comparative market. I'm going to show you how to make a comparative market analysis. I'm going to show you how to make a comparative market analysis.
You left your lights on the entire.
Right now? No.
Yeah.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. Okay, I gotta shut this off.
Serious?
Yeah.
You're lying to me.
Why would I lie?
I don't know. Good footage. I don't know.